The goddess is Eric's sister.
She's not a goddess, she's more the Earth Mother whore type.
These videos are not for children. If you are a children, then piss off.
Hey there, I'm Infuso, and I've talked a lot on this channel about that 70s show. And today is once again one of those times. On that 70s show, a spotlight was usually put on the series lead, Eric Forman, and his dynamic with his family. You had his overly attentive, loudmouth mother with a voice that could give Fran Drescher nightmares, Kitty Forman. You had his neglectful, disappointed father, who I'm sure my own father could relate to a lot, especially in the disappointed part. Red Forman. And then you had his promiscuous, manipulative, and vindictive older sister, Laurie. And all those things make for a really lethal combination. You don't want any part of that. The character was loved by men, hated by women, and enjoyed by that 70s fans. While she may have had her father wrapped around her finger, and completely oblivious to who she was, her mother and brother were very well aware of who they shared a house with. Initially, the character only appeared sporadically in the first season. But the following season of the show, she was practically a regular. She was portrayed to perfection by Lisa Robin Kelly, who managed to make audiences both love and hate her. Which is no easy feat. I mean, I personally can only do one of those two things. I mean, I'm still working on the whole people loving me thing, but if my comment section is anything to go by, I've got some way to go.
I cannot believe that you're being such a
Bitch? Duh.
Your man friend kicked you out, didn't he?
No. He moved back in with his wife.
Kelso took your underwear.
Ah, that's like the third pair.
And you promised me last night that you'd babysit her.
Last night, but I was drunk.
I don't think my girlfriend, Jackie, would like you sitting on me.
I think you like me sitting on you. In fact, I know you do.
Look, Kelso, it was fun and sweaty and all, but you're just the guy I fooled around with when there was nothing good on TV.
Give me the remote control.
Give me a reason why I shouldn't set you on fire.
Failures are ugly and you're hot.
That's true. Thanks, Kelso.
Pimp gave you the holiday off, huh?
Yeah, he replaced me with your mom. He's my boyfriend, Daddy, and we love each other, and you can't stop us from being together! What do you think?
Her main purpose in the plot, and in her fictional life, was to make her younger brother Eric's life a living hell. And let's face it, that's pretty much the vast majority of siblings' main purpose in life. In season 2 of the show, however, she played a much more prominent role, and she started receiving her own plots. The most memorable of which was probably when she seduced pretty boy airhead Michael Kelso, and managed to make him cheat on his then girlfriend Jackie. This set up a love triangle of sorts between the three. And though Kelso had always been attracted to Laurie, which pretty much been stated many times in season 1, he surprisingly did try to call things off with her due to his relationship. But the oldest Forman child threatened to expose their little, let's call it arrangement, if he were to. When Kelso finally gained the courage to call things off, she agreed to do so if he gave her one last kiss. Little did he know that Jackie was standing right behind them. Inevitably, the two broke up, and Kelso begrudgingly began dating Laurie, to the chagrin of all those around him. Their relationship was less about romance and more about, well, as Fez would say, doing it. And even though we didn't see a whole lot of them, she was still the wedge that came between Jackie and Kelso, two of the main characters who had been in a relationship since episode 1 of the series. So this was easily one of season 3's biggest plot points. However, surprisingly, the character was abruptly written out of the show, to quote-unquote attend beauty school, with Lisa Robin Kelly leaving the series in the midst of the Kelso-Jackie-Laurie story, meaning that Kelso and Laurie had to break up off-screen. Apparently, Lisa Robin Kelly was written out of the show for substance abuse problems, although she's refuted this, saying that she actually left the series for substance abuse issues. The actress till her dying day claimed that she didn't have any drug-related issues as many thought, but she did admit to suffering from alcoholism following a very tragic miscarriage around this time. These issues kept her off the show for almost 50 episodes, as she sat out a good chunk of season 3 and all of season 4. However, she got herself together to return for season 5, and the character came back with a whole new perspective. Laurie had now changed her ways. While still promiscuous, she wasn't vindictive or manipulative. She now wanted to be closer to her father and mother, and even her little brother as well. She returned to the series and to her family with a new outlook on life, now hoping to atone for all of her previous mistakes. Eventually, in that same season, in a further effort to do the right thing, she actually marries Fez to try to keep him from being deported back to wherever the hell it is he came from, thus giving her father a heart attack by doing so. And I gotta hand it to the show, that's a hell of a way to end your season. It's a nice cliffhanger, it sets up what the next season's gonna be about. Laurie's back, she's gonna play a major role in the show. If this wasn't the last time that Lisa Robin Kelly ever showed up on that 70s show. Unfortunately, this was the end of her time with the series, as her problems apparently resurfaced, and the show producers decided it'd be best to continue the series on without her. Although, having said this, the Laurie character was still needed, as they just incorporated her into the next season's big plot, and they clearly had to close things off. The decision was then made to recast the character and hire a replacement actress. Enter Christina Moore. A lot of people weren't too impressed with Christina Moore's take on the character, and some felt that this was one of the worst actor replacements in TV history. And I don't agree with that at all. Like, even slightly.
It's from Billy Snyder down at the hardware store. He's had a crush on me ever since I went ladder shopping in that miniskirt. But I brought you a souvenir.
You shouldn't have.
No biggie. Some guy left it in my room.
He should be kissing my butt for taking his trashy daughter off his hands.
I'm not that trashy. I won't sleep with you.
The courthouse is across town. I wonder if you can make it all the way there without sleeping with someone.
I bet I can make it there without sleeping with you.
This marriage is based on love, right, honey?
Don't touch me.
I see you are washing your unmentionables.
Yeah, do you know what gets out grass stains in Kahlua?
Need I remind you that you are married?
Oh, that's okay. The guy from last night was married, too. How you feel is totally normal. A lot of the guys that I'm dating were nervous before their weddings, but now they're all happily married. I am not a whore. I'm just a girl who likes a good time.
Christina did a more than serviceable job. She played the part with the same spirit her predecessor did. While it was clear that they switched actresses, the character didn't suddenly feel out of place. And let's face it, this could have very well been another Aunt Viv fiasco, where they just recast the role and have another actress come in and play the part entirely different. This could have been Laurie Forman in name only. But it wasn't. Christina Moore was already known for her comedic timing, being a full-time cast member of Mad TV. And she put it to good use here. I actually really enjoyed Moore's short stint with the series, and I think she definitely did the character justice. Now, can I say that she was as good as Kelly was in the role? No, I would have to say no on that. But she was far from bad. And there's no point in the episodes that she's featured in that I feel like she's doing or saying anything that Laurie wouldn't. She follows the formula well. And I think she's a good pick for a recast. I guess I kinda get why she gets the hate that she does. Lisa's portrayal of Laurie was definitely superior. And given the fact that she played the part for years, she's obviously more fondly remembered as the character. But give Moore her due. She did a pretty good job. I personally would say she was a good Laurie, but she wasn't the best Laurie. But I think what I find the most interesting about all of this is that following the negative fan reaction to this recasting of an established character with a Mad TV actor is that when Topher Grace left the show a couple seasons later, the original plan that those in charge came up with was to recast him with another Mad TV actor. That being Josh Myers. You people, you just don't learn, do you? I mean, how many times do you have to put your hand on the stove before you learn that it's hot? Moore would only appear in the role for a total of 6 episodes in the 6th season of the series. And I can't really find anything alluding as to why her time on the show was so short-lived. So, hey, Christina, if you're somehow hearing this, my DMs are open. Let me know. I'm curious. But if I had to give my best guess, it's probably that the show needed to close out the Laurie and Fez storyline and wouldn't be able to do so without the character. They already did it before with the love triangle between Kelso, Laurie, and Jackie, and it felt cheap then. It would feel even worse doing it now. So I guess that they hired her just to close the storyline out, but they weren't looking for an actress to stay around full time. So Christina showed up, she did what she needed to do, and was given her check at the exit. I don't know, that's just my best guess. That's the only thing I can think of as to why this would happen. And that's about it. Lisa Robin Kelly and Christina Moore never returned to the show. Nor did the Laurie character. She was mentioned once or twice here and there, most notably in the series finale.
Speaking of daughters, has anyone seen Laurie?
But that was the end of the character's tenure. Christina Moore has gone on to be a part of numerous projects, including, but not limited to, the show Jessie and Sunny with a Chance. And tragically, in 2013, Lisa Kelly would pass away in her sleep due to an accidental drug overdose. I think that Christina came across more as an actress playing a role, whereas Lisa's time as Laurie felt real. She made Laurie feel like a legitimate person. At the end of the day, Christina Moore's time on the show is a footnote, a piece of throwaway trivia that many might not even remember. But Lisa Robin Kelly will forever be remembered for her role as Laurie, for very good reason.
I love you too.
I'm the Clown Prince of Crime, and that was the Prince of Personality, the Infuso, or so he says. So if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole and you too want to become a VTard, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow the man on Twitter, because it's not stalking if it's on the internet after all. Join the fun by joining the Discord. If for some strange reason you want to show support, and I don't know why you would, and if you have $1 to spare, head over to the SIJW's Patreon, where you can request videos, get exclusive content, and early access to scheduled videos. Or head to his PayPal, where you can buy the shirts. Oh, aren't those lovely? And just remember, if you're not tuning in, you're missing out. Yeah.